Hi, I'm Steve Bourie, author of the American Casino Guidebook. If you're not familiar with us, please be sure to visit our website at americancasinoguidebook.com. Joining me today is my son, Matt Bourie, who is the editor of the American Casino Guidebook.
How's it going, everybody? And our video today is update for the Las Vegas casinos for June 2nd, 2021.
On today's video, we are going to speak with Anthony Curtis. He is the publisher of the Las Vegas Advisor newsletter. That's a monthly newsletter that's been coming out now for about 30 years. Anthony knows everything about what's going on in Las Vegas, and he's going to give us an update on what's happening with the casinos in Las Vegas. And a reminder that if you like to play at internet casinos, don't forget we have a new website, americancasinobonuses.com. You can go out there and try about 25 or so different offers. You don't have to put up any money. You don't have to put up any credit card information. It's all free. Again, americancasinobonuses.com. And now here's Anthony Curtis. Anthony Curtis, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Everybody's doing better in Vegas right now.
Good. Now today is June 2nd, 2021, and it's our understanding that just yesterday, all the restrictions were lifted in Las Vegas, as well as actually the entire state of Nevada. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, yesterday was the official lifting of restrictions, meaning that everyone can go back to 100% capacity now. The masks are no longer required unless the business specifically wants you to. So that means an individual casino could also tell you that they want you to wear masks, but nobody's doing that. Of course, this is all based on, you being vaccinated, like it is in a lot of different places. As long as you're vaccinated, you are allowed to do these things. Not that they're checking at the door, not that they're asking for proof, nothing like that. But basically Vegas opened up big time as of yesterday.
Now, are there any places that are requiring masks at all, like even some of the smaller casinos, or no?
None of the casinos that I've seen so far. And I've been to several casinos. I've checked out like the new one, The Pass, which is a small casino in Henderson. I haven't been to a single casino yet where anybody required you to wear a mask.
Can you still wear a mask if you want?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people do. I would say that's probably, I don't know, pretty close to 50-50 right now.
Okay.
But there are still small businesses that you are required. And if you go into a doctor's office, they want you to do it. And if you go into certain places, I don't know, maybe schools or whatever, there are certain places that still require it. So it's not 100% like that it never happened, but in the casinos, it almost is.
Now, by us here in South Florida, we're by the Seminole Hard Rock, and they make the employees wear masks. Are there any casinos in Las Vegas that make the employees wear masks?
It's different. They're all different. Most of them, the employees are still wearing masks, but more and more they're loosening up. So the employees have choice too, assuming they're vaccinated. They can either wear it or not. And a lot of the employees seem to want to wear it, even if they are vaccinated, even if the rules don't require them to, because they're still a little skittish about all the contact they come into with, the customers who are now not wearing masks, as a 50-50 rule.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like Steve said, we're near the Seminole Hard Rock in South Florida, and they've done the same thing. Masks are optional now. They eliminated all of the, it used to be that you had to walk through the thermal imaging camera on the way in. They sort of funneled you in, but now all the entrances are just wide open. You can go in. It's actually kind of weird. I went in the other day, and I'm so used to getting funneled through the little one doorway that it was weird that you could just walk in, have the whole hallway open. Is that how all the casinos are now there too?
Yeah, there's no more screening at the doors anywhere that I know of. And I agree with you. In the beginning, not wearing the mask in a casino seemed odd. And, isn't that funny where, we all said, well, I don't want to wear a mask in a casino. That's going to be terrible. And we all got so used to it that I felt funny walking around without it. But, it comes back pretty quick where you're like, oh yeah, this feels pretty good. This is nice. But no, there's no more screening of any sort. A few places will still test your temperature, or they still got those things set up, but that's about it. And I think those are going out the door as well.
Now we're using the Seminole Hard Rock here as the test subject, but when we go in there now, it seems like a lot of the barriers are taken down between the slot machines, but they still have them up at the table games, the plastic barriers. How are those in the casinos in Vegas?
No, the plastic's down almost everywhere. There's no more, for instance, there used to be only 3 people on each side of a crap table, that sort of thing. No more of that. People are shoulder to shoulder. There are still a few places around town, like in the bars and all, that have the plexiglass up, but I have not seen any casinos with plexiglass. I take that back. I was in one. I think I was downtown and saw one. So there may still be a few stragglers, but mostly the plexiglass has come down everywhere as well.
Now, are there any casinos that are still closed, and like the hotels? Are the hotels all open 7 days a week now, or how's that going?
Most of them are. There are still some closed casinos. That would be
Most of the stations, right?
Station casinos, yeah. So you're talking about Texas Station, the Palms, which was just been sold, so that's not open for that reason. Both Fiestas, Main Street Station downtown, which is not a station casino, it's actually a Boyd casino, but it's called Main Street Station, and the Cannery. Those are the ones that are, so 2 Boyds and 3 station casinos and the Palms.
Now, I saw that tribal, the Indian tribe from California bought the Palms. Do they have a date on when that's going to open yet, or that's still way down the pipeline?
Yeah, no date on that yet. So yeah, there's no information about it at all. The only thing that they've come out with is that they're not interested in changing the name. So it's probably still going to remain the Palms, but it's going to be sometime probably at the end of this year. It's San Manuel Band of Mission Indians, San Diego area, have a really good reputation for being really customer friendly, which is great. I love it, because station casinos is getting less and less customer friendly, as you guys are probably finding out as well on your end. And they're no longer one of my favorites. But so I was pretty glad to see San Manuel come in and take it over. I think it's going to be good for everybody.
And now we're talking about the stations, because I've read these articles now that say they're not going to have buffets anymore. But that was one thing I wanted to ask about is the buffet situation, because I understand some buffets, more and more buffets are opening. And when they open now, are they still self-serve, or are there people there that are serving you?
Well, there's still, it's mixed. It's a little bit different. Each one is a little bit different. But I was pleasantly surprised, shocked, you might say. I went and checked out the Bacchanal buffet when it opened, which is without question the most, ostentatious and, gourmet type buffet in Vegas right now to be open. It's the best of all of them that are, including the Wicked Spoon, because the Wicked Spoon does brunch only, they don't do dinner. So the Bacchanal is doing dinner only. I went and checked it out, and it was complete self-serve, just like it used to be. I was stunned. I mean, I really didn't expect that so quickly. People were standing next to one another. People were using the same serving utensils. All right, so, somebody would dish out some stuff, put the utensil down, the next person would come. They didn't switch it out. They didn't wash it off. They didn't do anything. So it was a complete self-serve. And that looks like, it opens the door for that. As soon as they did that, Cosmopolitan reportedly went to also a self-serve format. The South Point continues to be staff served, which they're calling cafeteria style right now because they put it onto your plate. And the 2 others that have opened, like just as of last weekend, were Circus and MGM Grand. And I haven't heard yet how they're treating theirs.
I saw a picture of the line for the MGM Grand buffet this weekend, and it was insane. It looked like it was wrapped through most of the casino. So it sounds like people are excited for the buffets to be back. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm afraid what we might see with the buffets is raising of prices simply because of the customer demand. You can't even basically get into the Caesar's Palace buffet without making reservations ahead of time, and probably a week to 2 weeks ahead of time. So anybody who's watching this who wants to go eat, it's pretty cool. I mean, once you pay the taxes and everything else, it's $70 a man at the Bacchanal. But I mean, it's seafood galore. It is really a fantastic experience. And if you want to do it, you really need to go to opentable.com and you've got to reserve ahead. But yeah, people, they love buffets. And I really don't know how Station Casinos is going to get away with that. I'm not sure their customer base is going to allow it.
Now, speaking of raising prices, what about the shows? I heard that the last time we spoke, they weren't putting many people in shows, and sort of to compensate, they had raised the prices. Is that still the case, or are they up to full showrooms now? And what's going on with the shows?
Yeah, all of these loosening of restrictions or rescinding of restrictions apply pretty much across the board for casinos. So the shows are now able to fill up to near capacity. I mean, some of these rules I'm not exactly sure of, and I haven't read them all through, but I do know that the showrooms now are taking in many, many more customers. Now, has that caused them to drop prices? Not as of yet. I think they might. You know, we wrote in the last Las Vegas Advisor, we went to did our first show review in 14 months, went to our first live show, new one at Virgin, and it was pricey. You know, I mean, it was a good kind of rock and roll show, live.
That's the Forever 27 one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Which is, commemorates some of the greats who died at 27, like Janis Joplin and Amy Winehouse and that sort of thing. It was a really good show, but I mean, the tickets were started at about $75, and it just seemed a little pricey. And we wrote that, we think that these things are going to be kind of looked at and revisited over the next couple of months. But as of right now, yeah, show tickets are still pretty expensive.
What about the Cirque shows? Any news on those coming back?
They're supposed to come back in July. The first one's supposed to come back, I believe, July 1st. I think there are plans to bring back all of them, except for the one that played at New York, which was Zumanity.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Zumanity will not be returning. I think all of the other Cirque shows are due to come back on an as yet undisclosed schedule. But the first one is supposed to be July 1st through July 4th, or when the first ones are going to open up.
Oh, well, that was my next question. And then what about Caesars? We had heard that Caesars got rid of some smaller shows, I think.
Yeah, Caesars is we're talking about not Caesars Palace per se, but Caesars Entertainment got rid of a lot of their smaller show venues. So, a lot of these places are using the shutdown in the pandemic as an excuse to get off of things that they didn't really want to do. So that could be some of the buffets that will not come back, where they claim they lose money on the buffets. My information says otherwise, that they don't lose money on the buffets. But maybe when you put it all into a hat, where you talk about all the comps that they give away, the twofers, the promos and everything else.
All those coupons we have for yours and ours.
Yeah, I know.
That's it. It's us that's pushing them into the red.
Well, you know what? Maybe and maybe not. I've actually got it on really good authority from food and beverage managers that they do not lose money on a 2-for-1. But things are changing, and maybe it's too close to break even for them. So a lot of these places are using the pandemic to get off of things they didn't want to do, buffets being one of them. And Caesars decided to do it with their showrooms, some of their smaller showrooms. So places where, like at Bally's and perhaps Planet Hollywood, where smaller shows were playing, they literally closed the rooms. The most famous among them, Cleopatra's Barge, where Wayne Newton was playing. They say no more live entertainment at Cleopatra's Barge, which has been doing that for years. But there was something about that venue that didn't pencil out for them. And since it didn't pencil out, they got rid of it. And, we're going to see a lot of that as things reopen and don't come back.
Now, do you think it's more of a remodel where they're just remodeling those showrooms, or do you think they're just going to completely nix them and replace them with something else?
No, I think they're gone. I think that, I think the information coming out of, from earnings calls and things like that is they're saying that these are things that were not profitable for us or profitable enough. And I think that a lot of these smaller shows are going to be the victims of this. You're just not going to see them on the strip anymore. Now, some of them are moving off strip to venues like Alexis Park, or, some of these other places that are opening around town specifically to try to house smaller productions. There's another place called The Space. And so I think we might see some of these shows showing up there, but I don't think they're going to bring these showrooms back. I think that was a direction they went into. They got painted into that corner, and this was a way to get out of the corner, which was the shutdown and the pandemic in general.
Now, about 3 months ago, we were talking about the dreaded parking fees. And I think at that time, MGM had recently reinstituted the parking fees. Now, since then, who else is coming back with parking fees now?
The same suspects, man. Just as we knew they would. It was MGM, then it was Caesars, and now it's Cosmopolitan as of yesterday. Actually, it was the other way around. Caesars was first, then MGM and Cosmopolitan both put theirs back in as of yesterday as well on June 1st. So we've got paid parking again. It's a little bit more lax for locals. Locals get an extra couple hours at a couple of these places. But if you're coming from out of town, you're going to start paying the fees right off the bat. And they changed the pricing around a little bit. We've got all those numbers up at LasVegasAdvisor.com. I don't have them in front of me, but it's still pricey. You know, if you're going to park for a day, it's still going to cost you 20 to 25 bucks for 24 hours. So yeah, you know, I mean, you would have thought maybe that they would have waited a little longer on that, but they couldn't wait to reinstitute them.
Now, you had said you went to that new show at the Virgin or Mohegan Sun or whatever they're calling themselves. How's it look over there? I heard it is the casino is not very busy, is what last I heard.
No, it's not. And to clear that up, it's called Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, and the casino is called the Mohegan Sun Casino.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a, you know, like a split personality thing. It's really, you know, it's a Virgin property, but the casino is completely run by Mohegan Sun. No, the casino has not been busy at all, nor is none of the restaurants as well. The times I've walked through it several times, it's been very low crowd counts, to be honest. Some of that might have to do with some crappy, gambling and schedules to start. I would have really expected Mohegan to come out with a better product, especially a video poker product to try to draw in some of the local crowd, which it used to be the Hard Rock there, and the Hard Rock always catered to locals to some degree. I mean, they wanted their out of town visitors to stay in the hotel and play there, but they also knew they needed the local business. And I really thought that Mohegan would be a little bit more savvy on that. Their video poker schedules are very pedestrian at best. They've got some bets on the crap table that we haven't seen before that all carry really big edges on them. They've got 3-2 blackjack. That's the best of it. I mean, they don't have any 6-5 there yet, but no, and they didn't come out with anything great. And I think they're paying for it a little bit.
Yeah, and for anyone that's not familiar, this used to be the Hard Rock Las Vegas, and it's not actually on the Strip. It's a few blocks off. And my friend that had told me that it was not very crowded had pretty much said that, like, at this point, there's no reason to go there right now. They need to give people a reason to go there. You're not going to get any foot traffic if you're not on the Strip. You got to give people a reason to go.
Yeah, well, it's going to be when they get all their entertainment up and running. They're not going to be. They don't want to be like the Hard Rock. So it's not going to be a club place where everybody's going to go there and go clubbing, but they want to bring in the live music crowd, and they've got some pretty good restaurants. But again, it's off, as you said, Matt, it's off the Strip. So you've got to travel a little bit. If you don't have a car, you're going to have to Uber it over there. You can't walk there from the Strip. So they're going to have to do something. They've got a Thai restaurant there that sounds really interesting. Thai seafood, street food, excuse me. And I was like, man, this is going to be hard to get in. And I went in there, and there were like 3 people eating in the joint. So yeah, they've got some work to do there.
Now, coming up in about 3 weeks or so, I think it's June 24th. It's the biggest casino resort to open in Las Vegas in years, Resorts World. Can you give us an update on that?
Well, Resorts World is going to be phenomenal, I think. By any count. However you want to look at it. I don't think it's going to be a bargain place. I don't think we're going to walk in there and go, wow, this is great. They got $3 hot dogs. That ain't going to happen. But they've got something like 40 food and dining venues and bars. Just some amazing things that I've heard of. They got rid of a lot of the Oriental theme. It was going to be just all Oriental. It was going to be, a Great Wall of China and a panda exhibit and all that stuff. Well, none of that stuff's going to happen. But they're still staying with a sort of an Asian theme. So there's going to be a lot of good Asian food there if you're, a fan of that. They've got a food hall there that sounds just absolutely incredible, bringing in places from all over the United States and really the world. I'm sure it's going to be pricey in general. They're going to have from what I understand, they're going to have a shopping product there as well, retail. They're going to have a big show schedule, some really big stars there. So I'm sure those prices will be big. And, it's going to be pricey, but it's going to be huge and it's going to be spectacular. And it's really the biggest opening in Vegas, at least since the Cosmopolitan. It's bigger than the Cosmopolitan. So it goes back several years in terms of the magnitude of this opening. And it's coming up, a few weeks.
Wow, I knew it was big. I didn't realize it was bigger than the Cosmopolitan. That's my favorite place to go to. So to one-up them that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's I'm talking just about sheer You know, the cost of
Size.
it, you know, just the spectacle, the scope of it. It's going to be much bigger than the Cosmopolitan in terms of just how big this place actually is, the footprint, you know?
Mhm. Now, what about the our favorite thing that we love to talk about, the Madison Square Garden Sphere that's opening at the Venetian? Has it gone above its $1.6 billion price tag yet?
Yeah, you guys got some kind of sphere envy going on over there. I don't know what it's all about. Yeah, we just reported it in LEA. I think they're up to like 1.83,
All
3.8
right, go.
billion, whatever the hell it is. You know, I should look at the boards here. But yeah, whatever it was before, it's a little bit higher now. I mean, I don't know, man. That thing better cook you breakfast when you walk through the doors with what they're spending on it. But
Have they announced an opening date yet?
I think 2023 now.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, you know, that was it was 21, then 22, and I think the latest I've heard is sometime in 2023.
All right, now one more thing I got to bring up is I was talking to you about this before the interview. I'm going to be in Vegas at the end of September for a concert, and I realized that my Miami Dolphins are going to be playing at the Death Star that weekend that I'm there against the new Raiders. What do you know about the stadium? Because you said nobody's been yet, right? Because last year was COVID, so it wasn't open. So
yeah, nobody has been in the stadium to, you know, I mean, in terms of the general public, nobody's been in there to witness a game. You know, nobody attended last year. They played, you know, in front of empty seats. This year it's going to be open and it's going to be full and rocking and all. And it's going to be, from what I hear, it's just a fabulous stadium. I have not even set foot in it myself. But I also hear that it's the most expensive for tickets in the entire league, you know, anywhere in the NFL. There's no place that is charging more. And I think you're looking at $600 and $700 on resale markets right now for a single seat. So you got to really like football and you got to really want to see that stadium to do it. I mean, I'd have a hard time pulling the trigger on that one myself.
well, hopefully for my case, the Raiders start tanking at the beginning of the season, so the price goes down.
No, it's the Raiders. You got a good chance of that happening, you know.
All right, Anthony Curtis, always a pleasure. We enjoy doing this every couple of months, coming back and getting an update on what's going on in Las Vegas. You have your own YouTube channel where you give updates, and also your website can give people information on how to find that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, LasVegasAdvisor.com is, you know, where you need to go to get our information. We put up a lot of free stuff. Obviously, we have a subscription model as well for people who want our coupon book, similar to how you guys run your program there. And we're doing these YouTube things. And on the YouTube, you know, you just go to YouTube and search Las Vegas Advisor and you'll find them. We probably put up about 20 to 25 now. And we're turning the direction of that around a little bit. We've been doing some gaming instruction in the bars, you know, gaming, video poker and blackjack, but we're now kind of starting hitting the streets now that things are opening up. And we're looking for gambling deals. We just found one recently where they were paying $100, play 100, get 100 just for signing up for their card. It didn't last very long, but we reported on it and some people got in there and got some of it. So, you know, just look for Las Vegas Advisor or LasVegasAdvisor.com. Thanks.
Okay, great. It's always great to talk to you, and thanks for joining us today.
All right, guys, my pleasure.
All right.
So that does it for our interview with Anthony Curtis. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you're looking most forward to with Vegas reopening. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and turn on all notifications so you never miss any of our other great videos.
Yeah, thanks again for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casinos.